Hello and good evening, YouTube. This is the Yu-Gi Collector here, 6741. Now, I wanted to apologize for not posting this list when I was supposed to, which was yesterday. But I was having some technical difficulties with my internet, and it has been repaired. So that's why I'm going to be doing my video now. Now, it looks a little faded, but this is from the Yu-Gi-Oh website. And I'm on my PlayStation 3, so that's why it's not colored. But you can clearly see that says Forbidden and Limited List effective from April 1st to July 13. And of course, if you possibly know, some of you have seen the list already. Some of you are probably thinking it's an April Fool's joke. I'm here to bring you up to speed and tell you, no, it's not a joke. So I'm going to scroll down and zoom out so everything can be seen. And what people do not know, that the two jars, Morphing Jar number 1 and Morphing Jar number 2, are now banned. Because Morphing Jar 1 was limited and Morphing Jar 2 was at 3 at one point. Now both the jars are gone, and it joins the ranks with Cyber Jar and Fiber Jar. So the only jars that are left, I believe I think there are 3 jars left, which is Dice Jar, Cobra Jar, and Dimension Jar are the only jars that most people would play. But yes, the jars are gone, and a lot of folks were wondering why did they leave. My guess is because of the Jackpot 7 strategy. I was listening to other YugiTube videos talking about it, and our lovely Stratos has not come back, even though the E-Hero structure deck is due to come out soon. But Japan will still have him, and the TCG still says no. There were talks about Sinister Serpent coming back, but that didn't happen. And then the OCG Darkstrike Fighter came back, but to the TCG, no. And Wind Up Carriers and Mighty in the OCG came back, but in TCG he's still gone. And as far as the banned cards, nothing else was banned except the jars, which is kind of a shame. But for those empty jar decks, I'm sorry you guys, you're gonna have to think of something else, because now they're gone. Now we go down to what has been put to 1, and we see our Coach Soldier Wolfbark. So everybody out there buying wolf tickets, now y'all can only have 1 wolf ticket in your deck. So I guess that is what they chose to hurt Fire Fist with instead of Bear. I was saying maybe hit Bear at 1, but they chose to hit Wolfbark. So that has brought his price completely down. I think he was, what, 60? Now he's half price, maybe less. And then for the Mermails, I was thinking maybe Abyss Sphere and Abyss Lin, but no, they decided to hit Abyss Gund. That is what Konami has chosen for the TCG to hit for the Mermails. I don't play Mermails, I've played against them, but for some reason, this is what they chose to hit. In Japan, what is that, Neospatian Grand Mole, I think he's at 2 or maybe at 3, but in the TCG, he's still at 1. And as we scroll down, we still see some other stuff. But this is what I think was pretty interesting. Rekindling is now at 1. So all of the Volvo and Flamvell players that love to go into shooting Quasar first turn, now it's going to be a little harder, because if they negate that Rekindling, it's gone. That's it. You only get 1 Rekindling, that's it. Maybe you're going to have to put Magician of Faith in there to get your Rekindling back. That's one idea you can use. And the other one, Infernity's Barrier. That has been hit to 1. I was clearly saying this to other people, and now I'm going to say it on YouTube on camera. Because of the Pendulum Summoning mechanic, Infernities are really, really broken. Now that the Pendulum Summoning mechanic and the starter deck for Japan has officially been released today, the Pendulum Summoning mechanic is now a reality. So, think about it. whoever goes first with Infinities, oh, there's one less card that I need to have in my hand, so I'll just set everything and pass. Or activate my Pendulum Summoning, spam everything from my hand. Now all my Infinities can use their effects because I have no cards in my hand. Search out 3 barriers, set, and pass. So for them to hit Infinity Barrier now, I think that was very smart of Konami to do that, because I'm pretty sure if I can think of that, other players can think of it too. So we're going to continue to look at the list and go down. Now we see what's been semi-limited, meaning at 2. Necroface has been brought up to 2. It was at 1, now it's at 2. I don't see why they put Necroface to 2. I mean, I didn't see a huge impact in having it at 3 when they did have it at 3, and then they hit it at 1, and then now it's been brought back to 2. I really wanted to see Reborn Tengu come back to 3, but they're going to leave it at 2. Monk staying at 2, Trag staying at 2, Longfire. A lot of folks were saying Chaos Sorcerer could come to 3, but I didn't really see an issue with that. Another card hit to 2 was Hieratic Seal of Convocation. That is no real big deal because most Hieratic players mostly only played 2. If they did play 3, oh well, now they just have to play 2. That's no big deal. That doesn't hurt the deck at all. And then we scroll down to what's no longer on the list. Magical Stone Excavation is now at 3, as it was semi-limited. And then Primal Seed was at 1, now it is at 3. Why they put Primal Seed at 3? To me, that's like, okay, well, I don't really see a big whoop with that. But Magical Stone Excavation, that's interesting to see that go to 3. Depending on what deck you play, it could really I don't know how big of a impact it will have having it at 3. I mean, if you play Exodia decks, you can spam something. I run it in Fables because I can discard 2 of my Fable monsters to get a spell back, and then my Fable monsters effects will go off because it doesn't require it being a part of a condition or cost. It just goes off if it's discarded regardless. So I may put 2 Magical Stone Excavations in my deck. If I need 3, I'll add 3, but I only use 1 in my Fables because I prefer Fables over Dark Worlds. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. So this is our list until July 13, and this is kind of strange because normally the format is every 3 months, but if you do the math, YouTube, April 1st to July 13 is 114 days. Why did they do it that way? I don't know, but I do know is that around July 13 they're going to be getting ready for Comic-Con. So I can clearly state that they want to make another change before maybe the National Championship, and of course before the World Championship. That is just my guess. I really was hoping to see Bestiari go back to, at least go to 2, because Gladiator Beasts are not doing anything in the format as far as the TCG is concerned. But they're leaving it at 1. I wish Deep Sea Diva would go back to 3, but oh well. A lot of folks were saying Dark Arm could come back to 2 because of the Gold Series. We'll just have to wait until the Gold Series come out. I went on Vexicus4666's channel. He said that the release of the Gold Series is supposed to come out on the 28th of March. So that's just in a few days. But tell me, what do you guys think of the ban list? I'm pretty sure all the Fire Fist players are pretty angry at Konami for doing that, because I know at the last regionals, a lot of folks were trying to get Wolf Barks, and now that they kicked it to 1, that's just it will screw all you guys for spending that much money on the card. And for the Infernity players, kicking Barrier to 1, I mean, when Barrier was a secret print and it was like an $80 to $95 card, then they reprinted it in the 10s. So kicking that down to 1, my guess that I was predicting that they would do was maybe kick Archfiend or maybe Necromancer to 1. And some people were saying ban Launcher, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this list, because none of the decks that I use were affected by this list. So it doesn't really matter for me, but it matters for a lot of other people. But that just goes to show you, YouTube, every time Konami does this, we have to get ready. And I was not expecting the list to be up so soon. but it's up. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm gonna really miss the morphing jars because I've used them in other decks. I've seen them being like a big factor in Empty Jar, quite a bit in Dark World since card destruction was banned. So that was the only card left to get a fresh hand of 5 and then dump whatever is in your hand by discarding. May even a couple of Fables played it too. But Morphing Jar 2, I'm actually very glad that this card is gone because this was a most annoying card because it was a reset button on your field. And if you were running 3, you could get another one back out and then make your opponent just lose a lot of momentum by reshuffling everything back in their deck. But this is what Konami decided to do for the United States. And I will be doing another review video. Is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels worth it? They will be updating that pretty soon. And as soon as I get more information about that game, I will be doing another video on that because Decade Duels was very bad. And I did hear from another source inside of Konami that it will be going to the PlayStation Network. So if it is worth buying, I will possibly pick it up for the PlayStation Network so I can play it in the comfort of my bed. Even though I still love DevPro, but I would like to stay in bed and be comfortable and play it. But that is the ban list, YouTube. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and fix your decks accordingly because April Fool's Day will be here, and that is no joke. So thank you very much, YouTube, and I will see you guys on the next video.